Men's soccer program here at NJIT will kick off the Atlantic Sun Tournament Friday down in Jacksonville at North Florida, taking on the Dolphins of Jacksonville with the head coach, Fernando Barbero. I'm Matt Harmon for NJIT Highlanders.com. Coach, great year this year in the regular season. I know it's hard to reflect on it right now because the postseason comes so quick, but with this being your first year with the program, first year in the Atlantic Sun, has the team accelerated a little bit faster than even you would have thought going into the season?
You know, I think we've had a very good season. You know, we had a pretty good spring season, and we tried to establish some type of foundation in the spring. I think it carried over well into preseason, and then in preseason we shaped the style. You know, start putting together that young identity that we're trying to build, and I think some of the upperclassmen, the senior guys, really took to it well. You know, we talked a lot about defending, playing on the road, and you know, I think they took to it well, and then we complemented that with the incoming class of freshmen. Yeah, you know, we've just kind of battled in every game and done well.
You know, you talk about being a defensive-minded team here first so far this year. 7 shutouts on the year, 6 of those in wins, and the scoreless tie that you had earlier this season as well. All being done with a freshman goalkeeper, Victor Pujadas, who's really had a fantastic season. Yeah,
Victor's had a very good season. I think he's a very good goalkeeper who's consistent in his efforts. He's got a good swagger about him as well for a freshman. But, you know, he comes from a great, you know, academy in Villarreal in Spain, and we kind of knew that he was going to come in and you know, and challenge right away. He's done a great job. I think the guys in the back, we've had to move around a lot because of injuries and so forth, but they've done well, and we try to, you know, we defend as a team. You know, we from top to bottom, everybody has to defend, and they've really, you know, done well with that.
It'll be 5 or 6 weeks when you actually wind up playing the game on Friday. When you played Jacksonville all the way back in mid-September, it was a 1-0 win for you. What do you remember back from that game? Rennie White had the game's only goal, and what I looked up going into it looked like it was a physical game. There were 6 yellow cards that were issued between the two teams. Would you expect more of the same?
I think, you know, I think they're a good side. You know, we thought that they were one of the better sides in the ASUN. I thought. You know, going into that game, we had a lot of injuries, to be fair. You know, our captain was out, Danny. Victor, our second captain, came off, I think, in the 60th minute with an injury. And Ricky, our other senior center midfielder, only played 35 minutes in that game. So we were a little hampered with injuries, to say the least. That being said, you know, the guys that we called upon to step into that game did really well. A lot of freshmen played in that game, and they really showcased their abilities and their commitment to the team.
You mentioned one of your co-captains. The other one, Mamadou Guirassy, has had a great year as well. Leads the team in goals, leads the team with assists. He's been that veteran leadership presence that you've needed all season long.
Yeah, I think he's done real well. You know, we always expect a lot out of Mo because I think he expects a lot from himself, and we complement each other with that. You know, we started with Mo in the spring, slowly, you know, shaping him and getting him to, you know, to buy into what we want to do, and he's really taken to it very well. He had a lot of goals scored in the spring, and then in preseason he did well. He worked hard. He's very committed to playing over the summer, so he came in with good, you know, good rhythm and sharp technically, and he's done really well all season.
You know, you think the one thing that your team has used as a calling card all year, and I know there's a lot of travel involved, being the lone New Jersey team in the Atlantic Sun. You've been so good on the road this year, 6-1-3. Is it just a different dynamic when you take the guys and hop on the plane, hop on the bus, wherever it is you got to go?
Yeah, we you know, we kind of look at ourselves in the office sometimes as coaches, as a coaching staff, and say, you know,
it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I mean, we've stressed it. You know, there's no doubt we've stressed it from day one. And I think part of the stress was that, hey, listen, our facility was not going to be ready for 2 years. We're going to be playing virtually on the road almost every game for 2 years. And we've talked about it, and we've broken down, you know, some of the things that, you know, how do we approach an away game, and we've done well, man. we've stressed it. On the road, you got to play defense. You've got to be willing to accept, whatever's going to come your way. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be, little storms in the game where the other team puts you under a lot of pressure with a lot of numbers. And we've kind of battled through that early on, and it's been, we've been consistently doing that well.
Over the course of a long season, 8-5-4 overall, where do you think maybe there was a turning point or two where you said to yourself, this team can be pretty good during the course of this 2016 season?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, I thought when we went down to George Washington, who's a highly ranked team in the RPI, and we tied that game, and I thought we were very close to winning that game, but we didn't give up. Our mindset of defending and getting numbers behind the ball and so forth, and we got through that. I thought, wow, we're a pretty good road team, and then I also felt when we got through UC Upstate 1-0, I said, wow, that's a third shutout in the conference. And I felt like, wow, we're going to be successful if we continue to defend like this, and attackers continue to make those plays to put the ball in the back of the net.
So a couple things just to finish up here. One thing that the winner of this game will play the University of North Florida, who will host this 4-5 matchup. I know it's so difficult to look ahead as a coach because you have to focus on this first round game, but you had a real good contest with them just a week or so ago. It turned out to be a draw. So I feel like you should be pretty excited about knowing you've got to win against one team that you got to play in the 4-5 matchup, and you've already tied the top seed, who would be your next opponent.
Yeah, that was a really tough game. I thought we came out a little conservative in the first half, but came out real strong in the second. Equalized, scored a great goal. Freshman scored a great goal, assist from junior, Phil Costa, and I think it's a good matchup for us. I thought we matched up well against Jacksonville. I thought we matched up well against North Florida. I think it's going to be a good weekend of good soccer to be played, and I think people are going to enjoy watching it. Whether you're in the stands or watching it on your computer.
The next thing and last thing, you should be extremely familiar now with the Jacksonville area. You probably have the airport all mapped out.
Yeah.
You got the best places that you can take the guys for dinner. This is the third trip that you'll have to make down to North Florida.
Yeah, it's we're familiar with the area. We're familiar with the airport. We're familiar with the places to eat. We were joking last Wednesday when we were there. We went to the same restaurants, and people knew us. Oh, you guys are back, and so I imagine that over the course here, the next couple of years, under my tenure, we're going to really know the area really well, be familiar with all the people, and they've been very hot, very nice to us and hosting us. So, yeah, I think we're going to be comfortable.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Best of luck. I know it's a busy, busy week going into it, but best of luck going into the weekend. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this again when you get into the potential final the following weekend.
Yes, thank you.
That's Fernando Barboto, the head coach of the men's soccer team here at NJIT. For more information in terms of the game, which will start at 6 o'clock on Friday, go to the Atlantic Sun website for broadcast information, or always by clicking NJITHighlanders.com.